But these days, it is more common to break a record high than to break a record low. Meteorologist Ben Derry is taking a closer look.
So let me ask you a question. In the last 10 years, do you think SeaTac has seen a larger number of record highs or record lows? Well, here's the answer. In the past 10 years, SeaTac has recorded 13 days with record lows. And during that same time frame, SeaTac has measured 101 days with record highs. And that stat alone is pretty incredible. Now, your first thought is probably this is what you would expect in a warming climate. And climate change is certainly part of that. But there are other factors at play. First off, just think of where the sensor is. It's right in the middle of an airfield between sun-heated runways, elevated hundreds of feet above neighborhoods below. And here's an example of warm temperature bias. Let's go back to a recent heat wave that we had earlier this summer when a handful of record highs were set at SeaTac. The numbers on the left are from SeaTac. The numbers on the right are from Sand Point, somewhat nearby. And notice the difference. Almost each day, there was a warm temperature bias at SeaTac. And that's a problem when you consider that SeaTac is the official temperature reading for the area. And you may believe it's actually warmer than it actually is. And another probable reason for the number of large record highs is the blob, this area of warmer than normal water off the coast of the eastern Pacific in 2015 and 2016. Not only that, but we have a more recent mini version of the blob happening off the coast right now. And there has been talk within the weather community to move the official weather sensor away from SeaTac to a place more representative of the area. And until that happens, there will likely be more warm temperature bias in the years to come.